MFP, not the MVP, the MFP, and it's my favorite performer. And James, I want to hear from you on this one. I think
Okay.
I know. I think I know who Kevin and Jeff are going to pick. So I I uh, I don't know what you're going to pick. And I listen to
I
your show every week, and I don't know.
I love that you don't know. So it came down to a final four. My final four were Adam Page, Dax Harwood, Jamie Hayter, and my eventual pick for winner, Claudio Castagnoli. He makes
Ooh,
me
Okay.
so happy every time I see him in the ring, and seeing him kind of be free to be himself in AEW. There's nobody I've had more fun watching this year than
hmm.
Claudio.
I think two of those names you mentioned are about to get mentioned again.
Okay.
But yeah, I like that pick a lot, and I think Tony Khan. It's one of his favorite performers too. Judging by the reaction that he had at that press conference where he gave him that nice big hug.
That's
Just
Um,
nestled right in there.
Yeah, Mike Gilbert is as surprised as I was there that somebody picked Claudio, and honestly, we could have picked him for newcomer of the year too. And
I thought about
Yeah.
that.
yeah. So
I was very anti Claudio when he first came in.
I was just
I was
shocked.
not excited about it. And it was just because I associated him so much with WWE, and I didn't want to have
took
to
him a
have
couple
it be
weeks
filled.
to get rid of that
But
WWE kind of.
yeah,
Also, his
he's been
promos
fun.
are like really surprising to
Yep.
me. I didn't know what a good promo he was. I had no
and
clue.
he upped the wardrobe game in the Blackpool Combat Club, as he does with all of his associates.
Absolutely.
They all get better dressed. I want to be his tag team partner one day just for the jackets.
Showing the absolute difference, even though we're great friends, between myself and Larry Sternshine. His is Orange Cassidy. I like Orange Cassidy, but
Orange
he's
had
not my favorite.
an amazing year. First of all, when he came back, kind of around the time that all the elite drama was going on, and they were out, he was used really well. And of course, his 4 and I think 3/4 star match
Yeah.
with at Forbidden Door. I mean, he did have a hell of a year, Larry.
Yeah, that match. Somebody mentioned that in our match of the year, which we'll get to next, and I'd forgot about it. But yeah, that was great. I'm surprised. I'm assuming he was 5th on your list, Chuck Taylor, James.
It was very close. It was very
Okay.
close. Yeah.
All right, Kevin. Give us one of the names James just said.
It's one of the two. It is one of the two.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pick 'em for me. I picked FTR last year, I think. So there's still, like, most of the year, I would pretty regularly tweet Dax Harwood is my favorite wrestler because he just had such a phenomenal year, and just the character. He kind of at the end of the year was starting to wear on me a little bit because he wasn't really focusing on storyline or, like, I don't know, like, really intentional with his promos. He just kind of was leaning on these sort of all shucks. I love my family. I love tequila. I love wrestling. Somebody said that FTR stood for family, tequila, and wrestling, which I think is the best summary of
That
his
came from
character.
his podcast.
Was it?
That dropped today? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. And so, he's probably the obvious pick, but who I'm actually going to go with, because it's at the moment who my favorite wrestler is Jamie Hayter.
Shocking.
Ooh.
I just have been very into her ascension and finally getting to show what she can do and redefine a women's division, and show what it could have. When you're talking about someone who I'm invested in seeing succeed, Dax Harwood was probably that, and FTR as a team, probably for the last 18 months, but the last 3 months, I'm probably more excited about her potential than everyone. So if you talk about who I'm most excited to see get a match on a show, it's her right now.
Mike Gilbert's got Jon Moxley, and that's a solid pick. And most of my Twitter answers were Jon Moxley. And honestly, like, if it was Wrestler of the Year, I think I would definitely go with Jon Moxley. But that's not going to be my
Easily.
pick. Jeff, you got a couple minutes here. Tell us how great Dax Harwood is.
Look, I love Dax Harwood, and he's had a hell of a year.
Yes.
But like Kevin, I'm feeling like it's a cheat because I picked FTR last year.
That's okay.
And look, Dax would be my pick overall, but I'm going to give some love to my second pick.
Okay.
Ooh.
I love mid-card knuckleheads. I do. I think there's a special place for them.
Chuck
You know,
Taylor.
the things that aren't great or wrestlers that aren't great, but they bring some personality or they bring something to the table that is needed to get guys over, and I love them. I'm going with 2.0.
Yes.
Oh, I love this. Love this.
I hate it.
God
but
bless
go
you.
on.
2.0 yes, and Paul and I have had disagreements because of the seriousness. And look, I wanted Anarchy in the arena and the post fight promos to be a turning point for
Yes.
2.0
Oh my God.
more than anybody on earth.
Yep.
Even more than Paul, who got angry over such things because he said because Paul was correct. I'm gonna give him some love here because he goes, they're just gonna bail on this and go back to being.
It means nothing.
It means nothing.
It sounds like Paul wants a taste.
But all year,
I want to put a pencil through my ear every time I hear him do commentary on Dark Elevation.
You know what makes
Go
Daddy
ahead.
Magic's nipples hard, Paul?
Yeah, I do.
And just that line alone will make me smile because they're just such knuckleheads. And I hated the Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic rebrand.
Yes.
Until it started to grow on me. Until it started to be so stupid that I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think all year they have just been great supporting Rosencrantz and Guildensterns in this play in AEW.
Yes.
And look, I mean, even this past week or 2 weeks ago, setting up Action Andretti with the bad fire puns to then get a fireball in the face. It was perfect setup for that. Did they turn serious, and are they on the ascent? Hell no, because they were never meant to be. I get that. I get the criticism, and it's warranted. But damn if they didn't have a solid year all year just being in support of this stupid stable and being the heels to get people to boo them when everybody wanted to sing Judas.
That's
that
true.
Alone, they took the bullets from everybody who wanted to sing that dumbass song Judas, which I don't like. And say you're not going to hear this tonight, blah, 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 and really put these crowds that wanted to sing along with a heel theme in their place. So yes,
for over 18 weeks.
There's
the revolutionary force
Very
of sports
Canadian
entertainers.
They're my second favorite Canadian act after Paul and maybe Sami Zayn.
I'm working with a bunch of children here.
There's a Twitter account. I don't know if it's a whole Twitter account or just someone who was doing it for a little while that was doing nothing but any promo that was a JAS promo, they would just zoom in on Matt Menard's face and show the whole promo with just his reactions. And it was one of my favorite things.
Do they ham it up and play and do the Pacino? Yes, they play a little bit big. I get that. I get the criticisms, but yes. Shut up, Trisha.
So I've got something to add before we move to the next category.
I think she confused the two of us because I'm the one that is coming off as hating fun here.
She just likes to bury me. Okay. So let's just.
Sorry, I cut you off there, James. What were you going to say? Because I haven't given my pick yet.
I was just going to say before we move to the next category, I've got something I want to add at the end.
Okay. So I want to give my pick. So I'm gonna count down from 5 because I think James did the same thing.
You couldn't narrow down your list.
No, I got a number 1. But number 5 is Nyla Rose. I just love her every time I see her.
Best Twitter account in wrestling.
Yeah, there was one point. I think it was this year. It might have been last year when she surprise bitch.
Yep.
Yes. I love Cake and Violence.
I love Cake and Violence.
Promo. Yeah.
Love that.
I like that shirt.
Yeah. Number 4, Daniel Garcia. Just love his in ring. Absolutely love his in ring, and even some of his promos. And number 3 is Jake Hager and his hat.
Get the hat over.
I smile every time. Number 2 is Bryan Danielson, the best in-ring wrestler going today. I don't care. You can have your Will Ospreay. I don't care. He's not even going to get my vote, which is ironic because it's called the Bryan Danielson Award because I think Daniel Garcia had a better year in my opinion, but I still love Bryan Danielson and I love his promos and I just love Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him. But my number 1 pick for the year, my favorite performer, almost every time I see him on screen, I rave about him. I absolutely love him. He's the AEW World Champion, MJF. My favorite performer of 2022, hands down. CM Punk gets honorable mention for his year. I'm not even ironically. I was
going to say CM Punk was actually on my short list.
Yeah,
he cuts great Great muffin
Yeah.
promos.
Yeah.
He does. He does.